Hey, what is up guys, it's Atlantean here, and today's video is going to be an updated Mermail deck list, since a lot of you asked me to show my list and my deck profile, especially after the dual video that I uploaded about this deck. You can find it up here if you're interested in it. I will leave you the link to go and check out. So let's get started. This deck has so much potential, the Deep-Sea Minstrel is so strong, and I decided to build the deck in a different way this time. Let's see how. So let's get started. Before we start, subscribe to the channel if you're not already, give a like on the video if you like it, follow me Okar1993 on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, and follow also my competitive YuGiOh team, the Omnia players, on Facebook, Instagram, Discord and Twitch, and download also the YuGiOh dual calculator application to check your life points. So let's get started. Let's start with the deep sea stuff. So we got 3 copies of the Deep-Sea Minstrel. This card is absolutely crazy. It's phenomenal. Since this card is viable, I think that you have to play 3. There are a lot of builds that are running like 1 or 2 since this card is searchable, but I think it doesn't matter. In this deck you can play through a lot of hand traps, and that's the most important thing nowadays, because all the meta decks are main decking like 12 to 14, 15 hand traps, and Deep-Sea Minstrel helps you to dodge all of them, especially in the Nibiru, because Nibiru, as you know, cannot be stopped with the Call by the Grave. So the help of Deep-Sea Minstrel is so required, so important, and this card also gives you the intel about the opponent's deck and what he's playing. So I think that this card tree is really recommended. Then we got 3 copies of the Deep-Sea Diva, the OG Deep-Sea card. Now, as you know, we got the whole archetype, which is the Deep-Sea archetype that is working together with the Atlanteans, but I think that the only one worth playing are these 2, of course. Deep-Sea Diva is absolutely bonkers. If this card resolves, it's basically you win. You gotta win the game. There is no way you won't win the game. When this card gets hand trap, it is bad, but that's the reason why we need to protect the Diva. Moving into the Atlantean package, we got 3 copies of the Atlantean Prince, Neptabis. This card is super cool. A lot of times it's even better than Diva, especially if you don't have Call by the Grave of Deep-Sea Minstrel. If you start with both Diva and Neptabis, you prefer to normal summon the Neptabis, since this card is able to dodge the hand traps pretty well, especially if the opponent doesn't know how to hand trap you. Something that happens sometimes, because not a lot of people know how to hand trap this deck. Then 3 copies of Atlantean Dragoons. This card is not once per turn, you can resolve it a lot of times, even 3 times per turn, even more if you draw into the Pot of Avarice, which is pretty pivotal in this strategy, and you can search pretty much everything, especially the Lapis Dragon, which is really important. And then last but not least, the 2 copies of the Atlantean Heavy Infantry. I don't think it is required anymore to play the Marksman. You can toy around with 1 if you really like it, but I think that the Infantry is the only one really required. Moreover, it is important also if you start with the Infantry in your hand plus a Deep-Sea Diva or a Deep-Sea Minstrel, since all these cards are tuners, and this will give you an additional normal summon, so you can go into your Needle Fiber play anyway if you start with this one plus Diva, and if they go like impermanence on your Diva, you can still combo off and go into your Halqifibrax play. Then moving into the Mermaids, we got 3 copies of Abystius. This card is absolutely crazy, it's the best Mermail you gotta play. If you start with Teus plus Dragoons, you know that you can do a really lot of stuff. Then I'm running the 1 lone copy of Abyss Megalo. I know that a lot of people started cutting this, but I think it is required, especially for the grind game, or if you are trying to push for OTK, you can still search this in mid-late game and end everything there. Sometimes can brick, it is true, but some other times it is a starter as well, because if you start with Megalo plus Dragoons plus any kind of water, you can still combo off. So we don't have to forget this. And then last but not least, the 1 Abyss Pike. So I decided to cut the gun, since the Mermail package now, it is really little, as you can see, just 5 cards. So you got 1 target for the Abystius, and this card is still cool if you draw it alongside with the Atlantean Dragoons, because you can still try to combo off by normal summoning the Pike. Then for the other randomic cards, water cards, we got 2 Gamma Seals. This card, MVP of the deck. I don't know why a lot of people don't play this anymore, but I used in my last tournament and this card is crazy. It's absolutely crazy. No one expects this because no one is playing around kaijus. You can kaiju all the boss monsters of the opponent. You can kaiju negates, you can kaiju the Apollo Uza. It's absolutely crazy, and it's a water monster, so it can be discarded through your Megalo, Tius and other stuff. Then the 1 Mulling Glacier for the hand loop. You can still hand loop for 2-3 cards depending on what you're playing. You can also hand loop till 4-5 cards. You can find my combo up here depending once again on what you're trying to play and what you're trying to achieve. But the Mulling Glacier is super strong. It's a free body on the field and rips 2 from the opponent's hand. Then for the tuners, we got plenty of tuners in here. So the Lapis Dragon, this is mandatory because it's a searchable needle fiber through your Dragoons. Then the Fishbowl Launcher, you can cut this if you want, but I really enjoy this because once again, if you got a water discard, a water dumper like the Tius or the Megalo, or even the Minstrel plus launcher is super cool in my opinion, and this allows you to go into Halqifibrax combo anyway in a really easy way, special summon it for free, and it kind of like never breaks because you can discard it easily. Then the 1 Despot 001, of course, for the Auroradon combo, and I play also the Jet Synchron for the same reason, because sometimes you can afford to go into 001, but sometimes you cannot, because if you got some extenders in your regular combo string, you want to go into Jet Synchron, because when you summon the 3 tokens, you have to have another space free on your field to summon the Despot 001 in that moment. But if you don't have the space, you gotta go into Jet Synchron, because you can special summon it whenever you want, whenever you need, and that's the main difference. Playing all the 2 of them is not so bad, also because by playing Linkuriboh, if you start with just Jet Synchron in your hand plus tons of brick, it is full combo once again, because you can go normal Jet Synchron, turn it into Linkuriboh, discard 1 random card, special summon Jet Synchron once again, go into Halqifibrax, and then bring out the Despot 001 and go into Auroradon and still play and combo off in that way. And then last but not least, of course, the 1 Lion. This card is so strong. It basically replaces itself and allows all the combo to be existing. Then for the hand traps, alongside with the fact that we play the 2 Gamma Seals, I decided to play 2 Effect Veilers and 2 Nibirus. These 2 I think that are the best choice to play together, even better than Ash Blossom, because sometimes you cannot Nibiru maybe Adamancipator board because they have a negate on the field already. But if you got the Effect Veiler plus the Nibiru, you can bait the negate out and then go into your Nibiru. Moreover, you can play also the Impermanence, of course, but if you play the Effect Veiler, it is also a target for 1/1, and it's another tuner that can be special summoned for 1/1, so you can also combo off in that way. If you start by normal summoning Neptabis and you also have 1/1 in your hand, it is still full combo in that way. Then for the spell cards, for the 3 ofs, we can find the Pot of Avarice. This is bricky sometimes. I'm literally considering to cut this to 2. 1 is too random, 3 maybe is too much, but it's true that you really want to see this because you will end up all of your resources by just doing the regular VFD combo that I will show you in a different video if you want to see it. Then for the other 3 ofs, we got the Call by the Grave because we have to protect the Deep Sea Diva, as I told you before. So we got 3 Call by the Graves, the 3 Deep Sea Minstrels, and as a 1-off we got the Magical Midbreaker Field. This card is amazing. It really fits the deck so well and protects the Diva from Veilers and Impermanences. Then the 1/1, which is another Neptabis or Veiler, as I said before, and the 1 Monster Reborn to end up with the main deck. Monster Reborn is so important, especially for the fact that if they Ash your Diva, you can special summon the Ash Blossom and combo off once again. Then moving into the extra deck, we got just a couple of tokens, so the Auroradon tokens. I'm still missing the 3rd plane. So I'm using Atlantean Pikesman, which is really cool. Then beer token, we got too many tokens here. I am the token master, as you can see. So moving into the extra deck for the Synchro Monsters, we got the Garden Rose Maiden. These allow all the combo to be live, because you can special summon back the Coral Dragon once again and do your Synchro 9 plays. The one Dragite that basically substituted the Borlos Savage Dragon. This is cheaper than the Savage Dragon and sometimes even better because it's water. Because if you go into Coral Anemone plays, you have to stay into waters. The one Vermilion Dragon Mech, which is really strong also in grind game. The one Crocosaur, Crocodragon, what's the name? This card is absolutely crazy, can be reborn also through the Coral Anemone. And the one Trishula, Dragon of the Ice Barrier, to remove some bad cards, maybe not targetable cards like Avermax and stuff like that. Trishula can out pretty much everything. Then for the XYZs, the one Abyss Dweller and the one True King of all Calamities. So XYZs are not so important, especially in this build. I decided to put back the Abyss Dweller because sometimes if you go into grind game or if there are hand traps on both sides, you have some occasions, also if you break, to go and normal summon or special summon through the Monster Reborn or some other ways, another level 4, and maybe having 2 level 4s on your field can help you to combo off because you can trigger 1 Dragoons in that way. And True King of all Calamities is the best mouse monster of the game. Now for the Link Monsters, we got the one Linkuriboh. You still want to play this for 2 reasons. So the first one is the one I told you before, so for the fact that you can turn your Jet Synchron into Linkuriboh and combo off, since you play also the Deskbox 001, and also because sometimes you need the 5th water in your graveyard to special summon your Mooling Glacier, so Linkuriboh, it is so important for that reason. Then the Nightmare Phoenix, which is the only utility card I got in here. The one area, this card is so beautiful, I love the artwork on this card, and is also really strong, being able to special summon from the opponent's graveyard cards like Needle Fiber and some other generic cards may occur. Then the one Coral Anemone, because it allows you to go into grind game and to special summon stuff from the graveyard, including Neptabyss and the Crocodragon. Crystal Halqifibrax, which is the best card of the meta nowadays, and it is also water, so it's even better in this deck. The one Mecha Phantom Beast Auroradon. This card is no sense. I think that this card should be banned even before the Halqifibrax. And then the Borazword Dragon, in order to OTK in a really easy way. Then for the side deck, 15 cards of course, we got 3 copies of DD Crow. This card is so versatile and is super unexpected, but in my opinion is one of the best hand traps in the game right now, because everyone has a lot of resources in the graveyard, and being able to DD Crow them, it is really strong. Then for the spell cards, we got 3 copies of Dark Ruler No More. This is the only way you got to go over some opponent's crazy boards like Emancipator boards and stuff like that, against combo decks in general. Then 3 copies of Cosmic Cyclone. This is super needed, especially against the Eldritch matchup, but there are really tons of decks that are setting 5 and passing their turn, so that's the reason why I implemented also a couple of Twin Twisters. It may seem too much, but I assure you that it's never enough, at least in my opinion. You can play also Lightning Storms if you got them, or Prankertops and Mind Control, stuff like that. Then for going first, we got 3 different dimension ground. This is still the best one. I tried out Anti-Spare Fragrance plus the Imperial Order, but I think that this one is overall better. Once again, everyone is playing from the graveyard, so this card is a blowout. And then last but not least, the Red Reboot, because you can easily OTK with this deck and you suffer a lot the trap-based strategies. So that's it for today. I really hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know in the comments down below what you think about this deck profile. This deck is really amazing in my opinion. It's able to play through a lot of land traps and going into your Halqifibrax in a really easy way. Maybe too easy in my opinion. And that's the best thing of this deck. So let me know in the comments down below what do you think about this deck list. Give it a like if you like it, subscribe to the channel if you're not already, and follow me, Okra1993, on YouTube, Facebook and Instagram. Follow also my competitive YuGiOh team, the Omnia players, on Instagram, Facebook, Discord and Twitch, and download the YuGiOh dual calculator application to check your life points, and see you in the next one.